We have got to talk about this Jonathan Majors trial update. For those of y'all that are new to his whole case, his whole story, I have plenty of videos on my channel chronicling all the news that we know and all the things we don't know about this case and what's been going on. Just to kind of give you a gist of it, Jonathan Majors was in an entanglement type of situation, not a real entanglement, but he was in a relationship with Grace Jabari. She was a movement coordinator for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Her and Jonathan kind of got into a situation. And, one thing led to another. Apparently, we'll get into some more new details, but there was some physical conflict between the two. Majors called the police on her. Police came, they arrested Majors. He was charged with like strangulation. They dropped that charge, but then it turned into a couple of misdemeanor charges of basically harassment and of I want to say second or third degree assault. In the meantime, we've seen a bunch of stuff from Major's side, right? His lawyer has dropped video. We've seen text messages. We've seen quoted testimonies from other individuals that have been around. So we've heard a lot from Jonathan Major's side of the equation. We haven't heard that much from the prosecutor, right? The assistant DA, district attorney of Manhattan. Now, with that said, I should also keep y'all updated that Jonathan Majors did file and press charges against Ms. Jabari as well. He said that, I wasn't the aggressor. She was. He showed pictures of himself getting cut. He showed wounds. He showed text messages. He did all this stuff and gave it to the NYPD police, I believe. And what we ended up finding was that the NYPD were like, we have enough to charge her. We have enough to arrest her. I'm sorry. They have probable cause to arrest her and all that. But that's where things stood, right? That's where things stood for now. And now we have some more updates. Now, let me be very clear because I'm looking at the numbers here. We got 371 of y'all in here, which is a little bit higher than the average. I'll be very, very clear because some of y'all are new and some of y'all have not seen all my previous videos, and that's okay. That's totally fine. You should, to stay informed, you should. But I'm going to say this very clearly and very slowly because somebody always manages to find their way into my comments and say falsehoods against me. And I don't stand for that. You will get blocked, okay? If I didn't say it, don't say I said it. And I'm being very clear about this because one thing I don't tolerate, I'm fine with difference of opinions. I'm fine with people even criticize me. I do not allow people to lie on me. One thing y'all not finna lie on is me sitting here saying that Jonathan Majors is guilty. I'm not saying this man is guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. It's that simple, okay? What I am saying is, yes, we all have the presumption of innocence. But just because we presume you're innocent does not mean that I'm just going to sit here and be on your bandwagon and be like, yeah, you couldn't possibly do anything wrong. No. Not on this channel. Over here, I'm not on team this, team that. I'm on team facts. Okay. I'm on team. Let's get all the information from both sides. That's the team I'm on. So, yes, I agree. Jonathan Majors should have the presumption of innocence. But I am not going to sit here and act as though there's information out there that might prove otherwise. And the reason why I say that is because I literally, and you don't either, you don't know, and I don't know. There's a lot of information we don't know yet. So what I like to do here on this channel, if y'all want some cheerleading channel, go somewhere else. Now's the time to go somewhere else. If you're looking for somebody that's going rah-rah against Jonathan or rah-rah for Jonathan, that's not what this is. You at the wrong place. I'm sorry. Okay? Yes, I got the Kang shirt, but that's for something else. Okay? As for Jonathan, I hope everything is good with him, but dang it, if he did it, you got to get justice. If you didn't, I hope you still get justice. But we're going to go over the facts. We're going to talk about what we know and what we don't know. So now that is clear, because I have to say, I hate the fact that I have to say this, but y'all keep coming in these comments, coming for me, like you just don't read or you don't see the video. Okay? We're going off of evidence and facts and reason. All right. Now, let's get down to business. We have some more information about the case. But before we get there, there was some news that dropped. And this news was about whether or not Grace Jabari, the alleged victim, whether she was getting charged or arrested. Okay. So we do have this that dropped at first over the week. And this was an exclusive on, what is it called? The messenger.com. It says Jonathan Majors accuser to be charged with assault 7 months after his arrest. Exclusive. Yikes. It says here Grace Jabari, who accused Jonathan Majors, will soon be charged with assault 7 months after the actor's March arrest, according to the Office of the Deputy Commissioner, Public Information for the New York Police Department, who exclusively confirmed the domestic violence charge to the messenger to this outlet. The DCPI tells the messenger that Jabari is expected to voluntarily report to the NYPD 10 precinct in the near future after the actor filed a counter complaint against her back in June. So let's be clear about what this means. It says here, this outlet went to the DCPI, what is it? Deputy Commissioner of Public Information. They went to them, and that's what the DCPI told them. The DCPI said this alleged victim is going to surrender herself to the police for arrest, and she is going to be charged. That's what was reported and what was said. All right. Now that we have that down, after this news broke and this was reported, then other outlets started to follow up on this, and the DA decided to finally speak up. So now we have new information based off of this that was contradicting that report. It says here, Jonathan Majors' criminal case, the DA releases new details, including a police incident in London. Oh, did y'all see that? New details. That's right, new, as in stuff that y'all ain't heard of. It says here, in a new 115-page filing obtained by Variety, so Variety looked at this, prosecutors say that they are attempting to get a copy of a London Metropolitan Police report from September 2022. While it is unclear what that report contains, the filing references medical care obtained by Jabari at that time. Jabari is a citizen of the UK, and Majors was in London during that period. So let me just emphasize this, because unfortunately, some people are going off of what social media says rather than what's actually in an article. So not y'all, but some people have gone off and heard that Grace Jabari fled to England. Y'all, she didn't flee to England. She lives in England. She lives there. And Jonathan Majors was there with her when they were shooting Ant-Man and the Wasp in London. There was no reason for her to run away from the police. She didn't have to do that. She was living there already in London. That's what it said. Again, Majors was in London during that period. She is a citizen of the UK. All right, let's stop trying to make her sound like a fugitive. Anyway, the lengthy filing from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is in response to the actor's motion to dismiss the case. It does not entirely lay out the DA's case, though it is intended to provide enough detail to move the case towards trial. In other words, Jonathan Majors does not want this thing to go to trial. He wants this to just be dismissed. The longer this goes on, the longer this stuff, stays in the news, the worse it is for him. Whether he's guilty or innocent, it doesn't matter. We already know that whenever your name is in the news and it has to do with domestic violence and you're a big black guy, yes, race does matter in perception. All these things can potentially work against you. If you don't believe me, just look at what's already happened to the guy. Just the accusation, the claim has made this man lose his PR team. He's lost his management. He's lost commercials. He's lost movies. Matter of fact, just now, and this is kind of unfortunate, his movie with Disney is now getting pushed. It's getting taken off the calendar. Magazine Dreams. It says here Walt Disney Studios has removed Magazine Dreams, a dark drama starring Jonathan Majors, off the release calendar. It's completely off. It says here, when Searchlight bought Magazine Dreams earlier this year, it saw the film as a potential Oscar vehicle for the star, who played a disturbed bodybuilder. But if it had stuck to its original plans, it would have debuted the film roughly at the same time Majors was due in court. In other words, this press, all of this stuff about him being in court, going back and forth with this trial, it's messing with his image and with his money. So of course, Jonathan Majors wants this done with. His lawyers have been saying, yo, we got all this evidence. We got all this video. Dismiss the case. Get rid of it. It's done. This is a done deal. And some of y'all have been saying the same thing because y'all only listen to one side. I've told you, don't do that. It's trial, it's courts. You don't make a judgment until you hear everything. But because some folks have only listened to the lawyers and that's it, you agree, and it would make sense if that's all you listen to. It would make sense that get rid of the case. However, the DA just dropped 115 pages. I don't know what it says, whatever, but it dropped this thing saying basically we got enough to still go to trial. I don't know what the hell the DA got. I don't know what they think they have, but they have enough stuff to make this keep going. And that's not good for Jonathan Majors. He, like I said, he does not want this to stay in the news. If he's innocent, man, get rid of this. But the DA still is fighting it. I don't know why, but they believe in whatever they're going with for whatever reason. It says here the document also offers new details on the events that led to Major's arrest. Now, it says here Grace Jabari saw a text message on Major's phone that read, "Wish I was kissing you right now." Ooh, was that from Megan Good? Who knows? She allegedly took the phone out of his hands to see who sent the message. Majors then, quote unquote, began grabbing the right side of Miss Jabari's body and prying Miss Jabari's right middle finger off of the phone, causing bruising, swelling, and substantial pain. The filing continues that Majors then, quote unquote, grabbed Miss Jabari's arm and right hand and proceeded to twist Miss Jabari's forearm, causing substantial pain to her finger and arm. The defendant then struck Miss Jabari's right ear. So they're saying Major struck her ear, causing a laceration to the back of her ear and substantial pain. This is what the prosecution is saying Jonathan Majors did. Okay, so once again, this is a very different story that's being created from the prosecution side. Remember, all we've been hearing is the defense's side. We've only been hearing Jonathan Majors' lawyer's side of the events. So once again, it's really about whoever gets to tell the story, they're going to shape perception. Now, a lot of this stuff sounds familiar, right? But the DA is trying to paint a different picture for the court. Says here that when the defendant grabbed her, picked her up, and threw her back inside of the truck or whatever, and sustained substantial pain, including a fractured finger, bruising about her body, a laceration behind her right ear, and a bump on her head. So this is yet another piece of information that I told y'all to be careful about. I already told y'all about this when Jonathan Majors filed his claim against her. When he went to the police and said, "Look what she did to me. Look at all the things that she did. She's the aggressor." When he filed that claim against her, in that claim, he also mentioned that he picked her up and put her into the vehicle because she was acting hysterical, right? So he already admitted that he picked her up and put her in a car, and because according to him, he was trying to protect her from herself because she was acting crazy. Even one of the car drivers was like, "Oh, that's the psycho lady, the crazy lady that he put in the car." Okay, but if you look closely, you see how the prosecution is taking that same event and they're saying, it's not that she was acting hysterical or whatever and he was protecting her. They are saying that he assaulted her by picking her up, throwing her in the car, and causing all this bruising and stuff. So again, you have two different stories that are being told and being painted about the same event. This is why you need to wait for evidence and you have to wait to see where's this story really lie. Because it's his side, her side, then there's somewhere in the middle. That's the truth. Now it keeps on going. Major's lawyers have previously alleged that there's a video that shows at least one bystander called 911 and that an NYPD patrol car responded to the location. Okay, that's what his lawyer said. But the state, the prosecution, is calling cap. They're casting doubt on this depiction of events. They're saying it didn't happen that way. The DA's filing says an unrelated taxi was pulled over nearby and police were called. The taxi is not in any way involved in the case. It also alleges that there are no other radio runs, sprint reports, or 911 calls from the scene of the accident of the incident that night. Wow. Okay. So the Jonathan Majors lawyer is saying, "Oh yeah, people called the police." The DA is saying that didn't happen. Again, two different stories. This is why they say when it goes to court, it doesn't matter whether you're innocent or guilty. It's about what you can prove. If you say this person's guilty, you have to prove that they're guilty, right? You're not, you know. This is why the DA, they better come with something. If you gonna say this stuff, you better prove that. Whew, and it gets a little stickier. Hold on. The video. So while Jonathan Majors' lawyers have put out all the video that shows that Grace Jabari was completely unharmed after the defendant's alleged assault, but the new filing counters that assertion. The new filing says, according to the prosecution, surveillance video referred to by the defense actually shows Miss Jabari visibly upset, crying, and seeking help from strangers to get the Uber cab home. Now, I showed y'all this video before. Once again, two sides. It's two sides of the same event. The defense was saying, man, look at her. She just standing out there. She's talking with these other people. She's fine. She's not hurt. But the prosecution is saying, they are misrepresenting that video that all of us saw. And maybe we didn't see all the video. Maybe there's more. Who knows? But the prosecution is saying the defense is misrepresenting that. Maybe they're showing you a clip that we haven't seen, or maybe they're showing you a different scene. I don't know. But they're saying, according to their video, she was acting hysterical and she was looking for help. Okay. That's their side. That's their side. So it says here, Major's team has contended that the DA is withholding relevant information. However, the filing says the DA disclosed a substantial amount of discovery, and that included NYPD memo books, phone records, medical records, signed search warrants, and related affidavits for the defendant's iCloud and phone, surveillance video from 8 locations, and witness interview notes from 9 individuals. Remember the time we were sitting here talking about how the DA had a 2 terabyte hard drive of supposed information and evidence, and they waited to the last minute to submit that? This is what I was talking about. We don't know what the DA has, and we just got a little sample of it. Search warrants, signed affidavits from 9 individuals. Who are these 9 individuals? And what did these 9 other individuals say that's making the DA believe that they really have a case to prosecute Jonathan Majors? Then they sitting there talking about they got 8 surveillance videos. From where? Have we seen them? Are these videos that we have all seen? We've only seen a couple, but the DA is saying they got 8. They saying they got receipts. I don't know what to believe anymore at this point. Not until I see all the evidence, though. But this is new. Did y'all know that they had all these search warrants? Did y'all know that they had 8 surveillance videos? Did y'all know that they had 9 individuals that are saying something that supports whatever the prosecution believes? I didn't know that until just today. This is why I don't rush to judgment. This is why, again, I'm not saying that the DA is right. I'm just saying clearly they believe they're right, and clearly they believe they have enough evidence to prove it. Whether that works out or not, that's up to the court to decide. But my goodness, this is not as open and shut as some people would have liked to believe it could have been if you only listen to one side. But we do have an update now with his actual case. Like I said, he did want his case to be dismissed because if you dismiss this case, this all goes away, right? But apparently the whatever evidence that the defense, that Jonathan Majors' lawyer has shown, it's not enough. Whatever the prosecutors have put forward, clearly that was enough, not to prove whether he's innocent or guilty, but it was enough to prove that they're still going to go to trial. And that's because now there's a new trial date set for November 29th. And that's because the judge denied his motion to dismiss the case. Let's see. It says here, Jonathan Majors will face a trial on domestic abuse charges after a New York judge denied a motion to dismiss the case. The trial date is set for November 29th. Majors' defense attorneys filed a motion to request that contested evidence remain under seal and barred from public view due to the high-profile nature of the case and allegations against Majors. This is very interesting. His lawyers, they wanted to contest evidence, and they wanted it to remain under seal and barred from public view. I'd be lying if I said I'm not curious what the defense doesn't want people to see. I'm just saying, if you are innocent, what could you possibly be hiding? Now, maybe I understand he's a celebrity. I don't know. Maybe if it's personal information, but if it's relevant to the case, everything should be seen. So I'm just saying, I'm wondering what could be so bad. I'm not saying we have to see it in detail, but what could be so bad that Major's defense lawyers don't want the public to see it? It says here, that the defense attorney told the judge that the disclosure of sensitive information will limit Mr. Major's right to a fair trial. The judge did not yet rule on the motion and told reporters in the room that they could still submit papers to oppose it by November 9th. I think this was before they actually said it. No, he went to trial. It says here the Manhattan District Attorney's Office issued a statement saying, "We look forward to presenting our case at trial." Officially, the DA, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office said it had officially declined to prosecute the case against Grace Jabari because it lacks prosecutorial merit. So again, they're saying that, we are not going to prosecute her. And it doesn't make sense, right? I know some people have been confused by this because when we first heard about all this, it said that the alleged victim was not going to move forward with any charges. They were getting out of here with all that, right? But the DA said, nah, forget that. We are going to press charges against Jonathan Majors. It doesn't matter if the actual alleged victim recants their statements or not. They can still move forward with it. And it seems as though that it would be a conflict of interest of them to charge the same person that they're basing their whole case on. So that's why they're not moving forward with it. The DA also sent that 115-page response to the actor's motion to dismiss the case. The document alleges that Major's legal team has leaked and misrepresented court evidence, as well as attempted to have police create a wanted poster with Jabari's photo. Whoa. So, according to the DA, they are saying that Jonathan Majors' lawyers fooled all of y'all and me. That's what the DA is saying. The DA is saying, according to their evidence, according to their document, that Jonathan Majors and his team or his lawyers have misrepresented court evidence. This is why I have trust issues. This is why I can't trust either side. I don't know who's lying. I shouldn't say lying. I don't know who's misrepresenting anything. I don't know. Is the DA capping? Is Jonathan Majors' lawyer capping? I don't know. Because they both are saying, you're lying. No, you're lying. They're both accusing each other of misrepresenting evidence. And let's be honest, evidence can be misrepresented. Y'all have not seen all 24 hours of the surveillance footage. We've only seen clips. Maybe those clips are enough. Maybe they're not. Maybe there's other clips that show something else. I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, man, just hurry up and go to court so we can get this verdict. Because it's a whole bunch of he said, she said, he lying, she lying, they capping, we capping. Like, make up y'all minds. But a wanted photo? Y'all try to make a wanted poster for her? That just seemed petty. But these are accusations. We'll see. Let's see. Jonathan Majors' lawyer included surveillance video that showed Jabari completely unharmed after the defendant's alleged assault, but the prosecution's recent filing countered that assertion, saying that the surveillance video referred to by the defense actually shows that she's visibly upset and trying to get help, looking for an Uber, so on and so forth. Let's see, what else do we have here? Jonathan Majors' accuser arrested for misdemeanor. Yes, that's right. So Grace Jabari has surrendered herself and turned herself in. And so she's been arrested, right? She has not been charged, but she has been arrested. But she gave herself up willingly to the police. It says here, Grace Jabari, the woman who has accused Jonathan Majors for attacking her on March 25th, has been arrested on suspicion of misdemeanor assault and misdemeanor criminal mischief. Y'all making it sound like Loki. Jabari was arrested at the 10th precinct in Manhattan on Wednesday. She was released on a desk appearance. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office has said they will not prosecute her on any charges related to the incident. The DA has officially declined to prosecute the case against her because it lacks prosecutorial merit. The matter is now closed and sealed. Whew, it says here in June, Majors filed a cross complaint against Jabari, alleging that she attacked him that night. In court documents filed in relations to the Majors case, prosecutors told police that they will not prosecute her. They will not prosecute Jabari, citing the blatant nature of the allegations for the decision on any charges related to the incident, and saying it comes as part of the routine process of evaluating cross complaints in domestic violence cases. I don't know what all that means. I'm not a lawyer. It sounds like they're saying this is business as usual. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like, yeah, we got to do all this. We got to check this, but we're not filing charges because this stuff happens all the time. That's the way I took it. I could be wrong. If y'all got better insight on whatever the hell that was, y'all let me know. But I took it as just this is business as usual. The I card. That was the card that was given to Ms. Jabari. It says here the I card, which is not an arrest warrant, but it is an NYPD document alerting officers that there is probable cause for an arrest, was also issued for Jabari in late June. Prosecutors asked the NYPD to issue Jabari a desk appearance ticket, which requires her to return to court at a specific date. The prosecution had planned to provide travel and lodging to the U.S. for Jabari, who is a British citizen, in order for her to testify at Major's trial. Yikes. And once again, the trial date is Wednesday, November 29th. So, yes, she was arrested. No, she's not getting any charges because she's going to testify against Majors for the DA. Things are getting a little hairy. This is not, like I said, this is not what Jonathan Majors wanted. This is not what his team wants. They definitely wanted this to be over and done with a whole lot faster. But here we are, and this is where we are with it. So it looks like we have to wait until November 29th. We got to drag this out for another month. We will not find out what's been going on until then. So we got to sit tight. Now, some people have asked, what happens if Jonathan Majors is guilty? Well, if he's guilty in terms of the MCU, they just got to recast. That's all. It's not going to be that hard. He's already a time traveling, multiversal, whatever. Yo, go get John Boyega. He could do it. You know, he could be just fine. Now, if Jonathan Majors is found innocent, listen, release this man's movies, hire him back for all his roles, let this man cook. Bring this man back and let him cook. You know, so some people try to give Marvel some flack. Marvel is letting this man rock. They didn't pull him from Loki. Matter of fact, he's cooking in Loki. So shout out to Marvel for sticking with him. But as we saw earlier with Disney, they already kind of pulled Magazine Dreams because when the movie was supposed to come out in November, that's right around the time this man is on trial at the same time. So that can't work. It can't work. And that sucks because he was getting a lot of Oscar talk. A lot of people were saying this man could have been Oscar nominated for that role. But anyway, that's all we got for the Jonathan Majors update in the trial. How do you feel about what we're now learning? Because for a long time, I've told y'all, we don't know what story or what side of the events the prosecution was going to come up with. Now it sounds like the prosecution is coming up with their own version of the events. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying they're coming up with their side and they believe that they have receipts. The same way we've been hearing Jonathan Major's side and their receipts. Okay. So to me, this sounds like it's going to go down to the wire. It sounds like we're going to have to wait for the case because at least then they'll have more access to more information. Keep in mind, we've only gotten pieces of this big puzzle. We have not gotten the whole thing. So we'll see. I just hope justice is served one way or another. If this man is innocent, man, y'all better let this man be. If he's guilty, give him whatever, slap on the wrist, because it's only some misdemeanors, but it is what it is. But yeah, so anyway, y'all let me know. What do you think? Do you think the prosecution's got some more stuff up their sleeve? Do you think this case is going to be dead on arrival? Clearly, the judge didn't think so because the judge thought there's enough evidence here to at least go to trial. They did deny this man's motion. Or maybe the defense has some other stuff that we haven't seen. I don't know. Whatever you think, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.